Book of Ezekiel, chapter 26. I think we're going to see if we can end chapter 26 this morning. And in chapter 26, okay, this is, and my, kind of the title up here, the judgment of Tyrus by Nebuchadnezzar. And God tells Ezekiel what is going to happen with the Phoenician town of Tyre on the coast. Great trading center, sailors, Navy men. I don't know if they had submarines then, but probably not. But anyway, Navy men, sailors, traders, merchants. Okay? It was a big merchant city, and the Phoenicians were known for their trading and their sailing. And who knows? They may find something. Everybody's trying to find somebody else who discovered, America besides Columbus, because Columbus is so politically incorrect these days. But they're all the Vikings. Eric the Red may have discovered America, but anyway, who knows? Maybe. Well, there are some people who say that Jesus was in America way before America was America. He came to visit. Yeah. Anyway, okay. But, who knows? The Phoenicians may have sailed over. Who knows? But, there's no proof of that or anything like that. But anyway, so Tyre, but again, Tyre is collateral damage in Nebuchadnezzar's empire building. He is conquering anybody and everybody that's in the way. And that includes, in chapter 25, the Ammonites, the Edomites, Ammonites and the Moabites and the the Philistines. Okay, they're all in the way of Nebuchadnezzar when he comes down to sack Jerusalem and destroy Jerusalem. So, chapter 26 starts about 2 years later, after, about the time that Jerusalem has been destroyed. The siege of Jerusalem took like 2 years, okay? And, he also tried to invade Tyre. It took him about 13 years. Tyre was a well-defended, big city. It had two parts. There was a coastal part on the coast, and there was an island part. And the island part is what threw monkey wrench in all of Nebuchadnezzar's plans to do this quickly. But judgment is passed in chapter 26 on Tyre, and Ezekiel, God tells Ezekiel what's going to happen to Tyre. It's going to be eventually destroyed. Eventually, Tyre does get, completely destroyed by Alexander the Great, about 200 years later. So it's not right away, but it stays a big commercial trading center, and Tyre, got along fairly well with its neighbors because they would pay protection money, tribute money, to whoever is the ruling empire at the time, and then they were safe. They could continue their business as long as they paid their dues, paid their protection, all of that. So, but God says it's going to be destroyed. Like verse 14, I will make thee like the top of a rock. Thou shalt be a place to spread nets upon for fishermen. Thou shalt be built no more. For I, the Lord, have spoken it, saith the Lord God. And that where we come down to verse 15, okay, is where we start this week. This is, if you will, the effect, the results of the fall of Tyre, from verse 15 on down. Thus saith the Lord God to Tyrus, shalt not the isles, the isles here refers to the rest of the Mediterranean Sea, all of their trading partners. Okay, let's see, what do we got? Sicily, Cyprus. What are some of the other isles? Anyway, those, all the islands, the Greek isles, where they traded in the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, that's what it says. The isles, shall not the isles shake at the sound of thy fall? Okay. They're going to be, this is terror. They are shaking with terror at the fall of their big trading partner. Okay. They're going to lose, everybody is going to lose money on this deal. Okay. They're losing money. They're panicking. Okay. Their stock market is falling. And shall not the isle shake at the sound of thy fall, when the wounded cry? Okay. And this is the horrors of war, when the slaughter is made in the midst of thee. Okay. All of these nations around that are collateral damage to Nebuchadnezzar. Okay. Slaughter, killing, death, pestilence, all that stuff. Okay. Who knows? Climate change, global warming, you name it, COVID, all that stuff. Okay. But it's the horrors of war. Okay. Then all of the princes of the sea, again, that's all of the rulers, and this does go clear out to Gibraltar. Okay, I mean that far. They were trading that far out. All the princes of the sea shall come down from their thrones, okay, and lay away their robes. They are putting on mourning garments. Mourning as in mourning, as in not their Sunday morning suits. This is their mourning as grief over lost loved ones. Okay? Lay away their robes, put off their broidered garments. Broidered garments are just, the ones that have been decorated. Their fancy ties and all. I guess you could say my tie is kind of broidered. It's decorated. Okay, they're decorated stuff. And they shall clothe themselves with trembling. Okay, again, trembling. They're changing their bright robes for sad garments. Okay, the sackcloth. I don't know if all of the the heathen nations in the area at the world at that time, put on sackcloth. We know the Jewish people, when they were mourning, they would put on sackcloth. They would sit in ashes, put ashes on their head, an outward show of mourning. Okay? But clothe themselves with trembling. That's, fear. They are fearful. They are fearful that Tyre is gone. We're next. Okay, and that eventually happens. Alexander comes out. Yes, there are a lot of those places. They're next, and when the Romans move in later on, they are really in the bullseyes, in the crosshairs. Okay, they're next. So they're trembling. They shall sit upon the ground. and shall tremble at every moment. And this is terror. And be astonished at thee. You know, I mean, this is really surprise. This phrase, you know, astonishment has, you know, has a couple of different meanings in the Bible, but this is, you know, really big surprise. Okay. Oh, Jerusalem's gone. All of that area over there, they've all been conquered. You know, 2/3 of the nation of Jerusalem are either dead or dying or lost. Okay, from whatever reason, but it's all God's fury. But okay, so Jerusalem's gone. We're next. Tyre's gone. Oh, the Medes are, you know, the Midianites are gone. The Ammonites are gone. The Edomites are gone. They're all gone. We're next. Okay? So they are surprised. And they shall take up a lamentation. Okay? This is a Yes, yes. Yes, and a lot of drama, a lot of all that. Lamentation, you know, a song of mourning. And that's what, actually, chapter 27. We've got, let's see, chapter 26, chapter 27, and chapter 28. Let's see, what about chapter 29? Oh, chapter 29 is Egypt, but 3 chapters dedicated to this one town, this one city and nation, the Phoenicians. Okay? Take up so there's a song of mourning, a lamentation for thee, and say to thee, how art thou destroyed? Okay? Thou wast inhabited of seafaring men. How did this happen to you? How did this happen to you? You know, couldn't you get away? You just take to the sea, take your boats, go to the sea. The renowned city, okay, which was strong in the sea, she and her inhabitants. How did this happen to you? What caused this? Okay, she and her inhabitants, which caused their terror to be on all that haunt it. Okay, so there's what's happening now? The terror of this happening is now haunting the desolate city of Tyre. Okay? Yeah. There, you know, the ghosts are out there roaming around. No such thing as ghosts, but they're out there wandering around, haunting the town. Now shall the isles tremble, again with fear, in the day of thy fall. Yea, the isles that are in the sea shall be troubled at thy departure. Like I said, they're worried that they're next. They're worried, oh, where of our trade, you know, how are we going to get our goods to any kind of market? We're going to lose money. All of that stuff, you know, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. That's what they're worried about. We're all gonna die. For thus saith the Lord God. Okay? And here we go. Thus saith the Lord God. When thus saith the Lord God, it will happen. When I shall make thee a desolate city, it won't be, you know, Nebuchadnezzar, like I said, Nebuchadnezzar is going to spend 13 years. Then Alexander the Great is going to come around about 200 years later. And, you know, so when I shall make thee a desolate city, like the cities that are not inhabited, okay, when, you know, at this time, you know, after the siege of Jerusalem and Israel and all of the other nations, all of the Edomites and Ammonites and the Moabites, all of those cities have pretty much been emptied out. They are not inhabited. Okay? They are desolate. The only people that remain are really poor farmers who don't have anything else. Okay? When I shall like the cities that are not inhabited, when I make thee desolate like them, when I shall bring up the deep upon thee, okay, and great waters shall cover thee. Okay? This is, floods. This can refer to, if you will, literally floods, of water, but also the floods and the deep and this figurative thing of the armies of Nebuchadnezzar sweeping over like a flood. Okay? So we've got both pictures there. There some of the islands in the Mediterranean. They've had storms and tsunamis and all that sort of good stuff. Okay? And there some of the there are a couple of the islands that have disappeared because of all of this, total destruction from whatever. Okay? But when I shall make thee this way, when I shall bring thee down with them that descend into the pit, okay, with the people of old time, okay, this is, since it's a heathen nation, okay, you probably could not find too many believers in the one true God in any of these towns, any of those towns, out on those islands, because they're heathen nations. There might be some who believe, but here's when I bring thee down with them that descend into the pit. Okay, how many folks in old times, with the people of old time, who were not believers, who were heathens, okay, how many of those are still, to this day, toasting their toes in hell, okay, suffering because they did not trust the one true God, okay, and shall set thee in the low parts of the earth, in places desolate of old. Anybody who survives, who don't descend into the pit, who don't end up, but they manage to survive. Well, they're in desolate spots, like these poor farmers, just barely eking out a living anywhere, and the places, desolate places of old, the deserts. They have to wander in the deserts. Okay, they're going to be living in extreme poverty for a long time. Okay? Places with them that go down to the pit, that shall not be inhabited, and I shall set glory in the land of the living. I shall set glory in the land. So we've got, a land of the living here. There's something going on. The land of the one true God. Okay? As opposed to the land of the dead. Okay? The land of the one true God, of course, that would be, that would be heaven. That would also be Jerusalem and Israel in the future. Okay? This is this one little phrase here. This is the land of the dead, which gathered the glory of the world. The land of the one true God will be glory of the world. Right? And that's talking about Jerusalem in the future. And with the destruction, utter ruin of Tyre, and this one little phrase here, I shall set glory in the land of the living. Okay, a vision of renewed glory to Jerusalem and the coming Messiah. Right? And he's kind of pointed out here, it's not a real you know, if you look at this, oh, that's not a real obvious thing about the Messiah, but it is. Okay? Messiah is pointed out. Overthrow of God's enemies shall be accompanied by the establishment of his true kingdom. Okay? And that's what this, I shall set glory in the land of the living. I shall make thee a terror, and thou shalt be no more. Though thou be sought for, yet shalt thou never be found again, saith the Lord God. Okay? Tyre, pretty much today, is an archaeologist's paradise. Okay? They're still digging stuff there, but it is not a great trading city that it was. And, okay, finish the chapter.